Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all, happy first of the month. Happy Monday. What a day to get started on the right path. And we got a good hour banger to start your Monday off, y'all. Let's have some fun today. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Let's get to 2,000 likes, y'all. Enough with the chit chat. Let's do what we all came here for. Let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
A huge security meeting is happening in China right now, and it represents over 3 billion people. That's nearly half of the world's population gathered through their leaders at this one single meeting. And the guest list is wild. Russia, China, Iran, India, Pakistan, Turkey, Vietnam. And not only that, but this is the first time in 7 years India's prime minister has stepped foot in China. And even Kim Jong-un is reported to be leaving North Korea to attend, making it Kim's first multilateral international meeting ever. This is also the first time that Xi, Putin, and Kim will all be at the same event together. It's called the SCO Summit, and leaders from 26 countries have all headed to China. But this year, most of them face one common struggle: US tariffs. And so far, it looks like they've acted as the WD-40 of diplomacy, because on day one, India and China, the world's two most populous countries, have already made landmark agreements. Xi Jinping said the world today is swept by once-in-a-century transformations, and so it's the right choice to have partners who enable each other's success, and to have the dragon and the elephant come together. In fact, today, they resumed direct flights between the two countries for the first time in 5 years. And they also spoke about their shared aim to make the international order more multipolar. Now, on Putin's side, he's expected to meet with Turkey to discuss the war in Ukraine, and also hold talks with Iran to discuss their nuclear program. Kim Jong-un is expected to try and strengthen ties with China, but once this all actually happens and the summit is wrapped, I'll make an update.
I don't believe it's a UFO cover-up. I believe that it's a time travel cover-up. My father, we had the documents, we don't have them anymore in the Philadelphia experiment. Einstein worked on it, my father did reveal that, and I just don't believe. I have said at a very important meeting about time travel. They wanted to know what my father knew and such like that. I have stated my issues, that there is no future and there is no past, there's only now. And the way that I think of it is very simple. As a computer, there are icons. You know your birth, you know your mother, and you know your birthdays, you know when your child was born, and each one is a picture within the brain. Well, the way that time works is, those icons are sideways. There is no future, there is no past, there's only the memory of those icons. And can you draw from them as a human being? Yes, you can. But there are those that cannot do that. So if the ET would land here, he would have that ability, and it would segregate our society. See, there are other issues besides religion involved. There's the mental parts that are involved. I don't know if that's hard to follow or what, but these are the type of mind games that need to be played to understand why they do not reveal themselves to the masses.
Going back to what time is, different to what we think. Try to break down what you're just saying there. So
Jesus is dying on the cross right now.
So all past lives, future lives are happening now.
We are limited beings. All we can see is when we were born and our timeline to when we die. It's insignificant in relation to the trillions and the universe. It's insignificant. There is no start. If you look at that, it's like Voyager looking back from the edge of our universe, looking back and seeing one single pixel. Is it important? No. Our whole existence is not important into revelation. So why should we measure time? We know we go on after our death. We know we were somewhere before our death. My thinking is that human existence is just a coffee break from eternity. So I know this is deep, but what I'm getting at here is very simple, Kevin. There are other reasons why we don't know. Okay. Some can handle it, some can't.
Okay, so if all time's happening at once, so past and future lives are happening now, right? And present moment is really all we've got. The rest is an illusion, right? Why is that then? When you say that time travel is the real agenda here, not that we've been visited all this other technology out there. Why do you still say that time travel is the real agenda here, though?
Well, time travel is the cover-up, because sitting at this table, which I will explain maybe further later, I was tricked into it by the head of the Black Projects for the Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, pre-crime is officially here.
I am now about to launch Gideon, America's first ever AI threat detection platform built specifically for law enforcement. It scrapes the internet 24/7 using an Israeli-grade ontology to pull specific threat language and then routes it to local law enforcement. It's a 24/7 detective. It never sleeps, and it's going to get us in front of these attacks. I've got a dozen agencies on board, Trace. I just unloaded a major Northeast agency with over 2,700 sworn. This is America's early warning system.
It's America's early warning system to stop anti-Semitic attacks. And yes, it's going to be the Israeli government who are going to be the ones ordering the arrest of American citizens for crimes they've yet to commit. Oh, and one last thing, if you guys have ever heard of predictive programming, well, fun fact, the Israeli AI predictive policing technology is called Gideon, but Gideon also happens to be a character from the pre-crime division department in the movie Minority Report. Coincidence? You let me know.
What are you talking about? Do you think people are scared to speak up against this abomination? What do you think people gonna just be quiet? Those people are making a mockery of the word. They're making a mockery of it. And then trying to, look, I saw the preacher standing up there saying something. If this church is wrong, then all the churches in Atlanta is wrong, because it's gay people in all the churches in Atlanta. Let me tell you something about what you just said, Mr. Preacher, and I ain't finna say your name, because I can't take you seriously at all. Yeah, it's people who sin in the church. You take sin and you hold it up in the air and rub it in everybody's face. It's a difference. There's sinners out there, they can go confess to their sins, they can work on their sins. You boast your sins in front of the lost. And you're not really supposed to take advantage of God's lost people.
Like, there was a moment in my life for the first time where I stopped and looked around and said, dude, I don't know what the fuck anything is anymore.
What,
I don't know.
past month?
Yes. This happened the days after all of the alignment shit. I wrote a 20-something page paper in a night.
Yeah,
plus
dude,
all the
what?
equations all in one night.
You didn't write shit. You were over there being a conduit. Just like,
I was absolutely a fucking conduit, dude.
Absolutely.
I got done and I was like,
what just happened?
I don't even know. Dude, I still haven't even written a damn word on that paper since. Not one. I've added on to other shit. I've worked on things around it, and I've tright to validate. Really, no. Let me rephrase that. I've tried to fucking prove it's not real. I have tried.
You did that a lot, actually.
Dude, for 2 straight weeks. For 2 straight weeks.
I don't believe any of this.
Because I'm grappling with what it meant.
Because it means the shattering of everyone's reality. It means everything you've ever known does not exist. It's all a lie.
It's a lie.
That's what I've gotten over the past couple of weeks listening to you talk about this stuff, is that everything is a lie and hidden for some reason, just hidden away and like stripped from us completely. Absolutely bizarre.
In diverting us. It's a constant game of keeping us on the wrong road, away from what they don't want us to know about. And that's the part that I just like have never been on. And I thought energy, it's not. Well, it is, but it's not what I thought it was. And now, dude, I wanted free energy. I then got this and like had to take a step back and was like, the energy part is literally minute now to what this means. Yeah, it's there. Okay, I got it. Yeah. I don't even know if I care as much anymore. It's
surprising because you love electricity energy.
That's the weird part. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still after it heavily to finish it off, but like there's a part of me that's, oh my God, you just opened up so much that I didn't fucking comprehend. And I now need a moment to just fucking grasp what you just took everything in my head that I thought I knew and saw as the universe and just destroyed that fucking thing and then rebuilt it, and you did it all in like 8 hours.
Yeah, that's a very short period of time to get a hefty download like that. To be able to come to a realization,
it was fucking wild.
Come to terms with it and cope with it and then live with it and then not be able to talk to anyone because no one understands it or will believe you.
So somebody told me a theory that alien parasites are secretly controlling the world's leaders. And I don't mean the old lizard people theory. This one's slimier, this one's squirmier behind the eyeballs. It's basically the Futurama brain slug theory. You know, those little green parasites that latch onto your head. That's what people are saying is happening in real life. That politicians aren't corrupted by money, but they are. They're just walking around with extraterrestrial leeches steering the wheel, which honestly might actually explain Congress better than lobbyists do. This is also, if you want to think about it, like the faculty. You remember, the one with the love of my life? The teachers act normal at first, but then the students start noticing something's off, blank stares, weird behavior, like humanity just sort of drained out. That's basically the theory, except instead of chemistry teacher being possessed, it's president, CEOs, and maybe even your local mayor. This isn't about shape-shifting or secret bloodlines, it's about control through invasion. You know, and if you think about it, the parasites realized a long time ago that the best way to spread their species isn't through random civilians, it's by attaching themselves to the people pulling the strings. One senator with a slug is worth 1 million average folks. But hey, the next time you watch a politician freeze up or blink too slow or stare into the abyss, don't assume it's age or stress. It could be an alien slug figuring out which muscles control speech.
A rich kid from the UK made up all that shit that these kids doing. Another child made up all these pronouns that grown folk filing. Now, I don't know about y'all, but, you know, A boy always been a boy and a girl always been a girl. And whenever you tell me that somebody can be something that I know they ain't, that's telling me to tell me that don't believe your eyes. Yeah, just listen. That to me, that's the most deceitful place you could be in life.
Well, breaking fuck the news. The Beverly Hills School Board has voted to allow the Israeli flag to fly over all of their schools in their district to show support for the Jewish community. I'll keep you updated with more.
I don't think I've ever said this on a podcast. I remember when I was in the witchcraft where I used to go to the Catholic churches. I would bring my crystals, like my big crystals, into the Catholic churches. I would bring them like literally where the I forgot what it's called, like the tabernacle, the gold thing they have, and I would like charge my crystals in there.
You charge them in there?
I'd be in there and I'd be like, I would be meditating
crazy.
inside the Catholic church like during the day, and put the crystals in there to charge. Like
Wow.
I thought they were charging good energy. One time a janitor saw me. Shout out to that janitor. He was like, get out.
Wow.
I didn't know I was doing witchcraft, bro. Like I was so comfortable in the Catholic Church. There's so much idolatry. God, if you're Catholic, man, my recommendation is read your Bible, read your word, and really just seek the Lord yourself, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of idolatry, man. A lot of witches and warlocks hide in the Catholic Church.
So we got RFK announcing that doctors now need to learn nutrition. And folks mad about it.
Good.
Why wasn't nutrition an emphasis for doctors in the first place? That's common sense to me. And the only reason people don't see it as common sense is because RFK Jr. is aligned with Orange Man Bad. Even though RFK Jr. was running for a Democratic candidate a couple years, but that's another story for another day. I went to the comments of that post, and I kid you not, there were fitness professionals in the comments like, oh yeah, this guy's an idiot. You're a fitness professional. How do you disagree with this? You get paid to change lifestyles, which includes nutrition. You clean up your client's nutrition. How you got a problem with this? And what's also crazy is I've had doctors as clients, as a fitness coach, personal trainer, whatever you want to call it. Some of these doctors had the worst fucking habits I've ever seen in my life, and the nurses as well. And the stories they would tell me about how they eat on those overnight shifts and those long days are ridiculous. I'm dead ass. I mean, doctors be bigger than the patients. Doctors be struggling to get up a flight of steps, but you telling me how to get healthier? Oh yeah, we need to cut this shit out. And then I saw like a crazy stat that medical students receive like 19 hours of education on nutrition through their medical school, through 4 years of medical school. And we know by now, eliminating processed foods, fried foods, excess sugar, all that shit's gonna keep you out of the hospital. Yep. And it's gonna prevent you from getting these conditions, these preventable conditions that's gonna keep you out of the hospital. And folks got a problem with this shit. That's why America's so damn obese. And I'm speaking all facts.
It's a very terrifying time for us right now. Thanks, guys. Stay safe. Bye. Breaking news, everyone. TikTok Live is officially down in Indonesia. We here in Indonesia cannot broadcast anything on TikTok Live.
You guys, if you want to see what is currently going on inside Indonesia, I'm going to link the person's video right here in the description. But I also ended up talking about it because I ended up finding out about this last night. This is absolutely true. As of right now, not just on TikTok Live, the citizens of Indonesia, they are no longer allowed to go live on any social media platform because of what is currently going on inside Indonesia. So scroll a couple videos through if you want to actually see what I ended up talking about, what is currently going on, or click this person's name and they'll end up letting you know exactly what is going on inside Indonesia, because they're literally trying to burn down the parliament. They are literally trying to burn down the parliament because of what is taking place inside that country. And here's the thing, you guys. The United States has its own issues currently going on, but not just in the United States. There's issues going on all around the world right now, you guys, with what is currently going on inside Russia and Ukraine. Also what is going on with this mass genocide inside Gaza. Yes, because that is what is taking place still inside Gaza, you guys. It doesn't matter how you view it. Genocide is being taken place inside Gaza with the Palestinian people. So even though we have our own issues here in the United States. You have to think about other people, other human beings on this planet that are treated like animals, literally treated like animals, treated like slaves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If, like, have y'all seen what is currently going on in other countries? Have you seen it? Because this is absolutely crazy, you guys. Let me know your thoughts.
Shannon, I mean, we've all seen it, but I don't want to sound heartless or anything, but there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing. There's just nothing, nothing we can do at all. And we sit here and make videos all day. It ain't going to change a damn thing. The people that are so-called in power can't do nothing about it. What makes people think we can do something about it? It's just a touchy subject, y'all. Like, I can go on and on about this all day, but at the end of the day, we have no power because things like that are dividing us. That whole Israel, whatever, Palestine thing, dividing us. Maybe if we all came together and didn't blame the shooting that we got, like coming up, Rosie O'Donnell, celebrities coming out, blaming it on one side when it wasn't even that, and making everything political to keep us divided, then we're not ever going to be able to do anything about anything. It's until we come together, y'all. And it's so crazy that people don't see this. I mean, we see it. Not all of us. Some of us are on that fight, that left and right fight so heavily. But that's all by design, y'all. That's what you don't get. Kamala and Trump are back there having drinks after their debate, right? It's we got to come together. And are we ever going to? Man, these people got a strong hold on everybody.
You think he was one day going to be a good TV guy personality?
Yeah.
So you knew he was made for TV?
Yeah.
And would he say he's going to do it?
Yes, he had already started prepping.
How much before he retired did he come?
Been started. Shocked at his content. I wouldn't, in a million years, the things that Shannon has said now or did now, I would never believe that Shannon will say or do any of this.
Like what?
Simply, I take drinking. Shannon, in my entire career, I've never saw Shannon with a drink. Ever. Like it was against the law, right? Because he had some stuff in his family that he didn't want to follow that. And then so I kind of started to watch him, and then we kind of went our own separate ways because I'm like, you're going to take that route. I can't go that route. Never can go that route. And that route is to become so worldly that you become popular because you're talking about ignorance. Right? A lot of times, a lot of these gossip conversations that they're having and bringing up all this stuff, I'm not going to do that to nobody. I'm not in the business for that. I'm in life to try to teach people what does it mean to be a better man or get back to the kingdom. And a lot of times, a lot of the guys get in trouble with these podcasts and things, man, because everybody wants the follower, everybody wants to be popular, everybody wants to make money. But that's a tight rope into what you call influence and popularity. Right? The devil has the ability to make you popular. God has the ability to give you influence, that when people see you, they see an image of him. And that's the thing for me that started to switch with not just Shannon, but just a couple of people. I'm like, wow, you would switch out like that? Really? And I would never, ever. Why? Because of the respect that I have for my mother, my daughters, my granddaughters, life, period. And I think men, given these new platforms, we've overrode what the platform is actually for. The platform is supposed to help somebody find a new direction. We don't help. Everybody just gets on. Like, everybody's talking now. Everybody got a podcast. Everybody's is the new marriage coach. Everybody's the new relationship coach. And ain't nobody coaching themselves. Because if you were coaching yourself, when it says power of life and death is found in the tongue, then go back and check out a couple of your episodes and ask yourself, do you give life or do you give death?
Oh, we give
and
life
that's why,
over here.
Me personally, I kind of do my own thing, stay in my own lane. What's going on, everyone? It's your man.
And that's why, I noticed, like, with my post on YouTube, right? I can post a thing of, like, the upcoming video today. 50, 60 likes. But I notice when I post something of me doing something outside, or post something like of me and my boy, that post I made got like 2,000 likes, or, the post I made of, working outside on something, like putting my barbecue to grill together, got like 1,000 likes. So I'm like, okay, you guys want to see more into my life, not just YouTube. And I love that, y'all. Like, so how'd you guys like that live today I did? At the moment right now, I haven't done it, but by the time you guys see this video, it's already done. Like, that's my element out there. Clean the car, put some stuff away, clean the garage. That's what makes me happy, y'all. Like, I don't really want to go live right here on YouTube, like, because it's easy for me to get in my mind and, just things start bothering me. But out there, like, that's my comfort zone. So that's where I want to start doing my live stream. So let me know down below, people that joined. What do you guys think of that live? Do you like it? I'm going to start going on some hikes and having some talks with you guys and doing things like that. That's always been the dream with YouTube, y'all. That's always been my dream. Let me know how you liked it.
Ray Lewis, listen. Kid Cudi has come out and said that drugs led him to the basement of hell. Check out this clip.
I do cocaine. Don't do Molly. Don't do meth. Don't do heroin. You shouldn't try any of that shit. And it's gonna make you miserable. You're gonna be a shitty person. It's gonna put your creativity. It's gonna put everything about your mental. This is the first time anybody's asked me what type of guidance I would give about drugs. There's no happy ending to that story. It'll just pull you down to the darkness, to hell. Literally, you will be at the basement of hell. And that's where I was for years, in the basement of hell. Living there, maintaining, damaged and tortured. And that's what drugs will do to you. Even if you stop. That's how I relapsed. There was still a little voice in the back of my head that I was like, come on, let's try it again. Just take it easy this time, but let's try again. Once you let that demon in, he will make a home in your mind and will wait there. So young kids, if you're watching this, like, take it from the rager, steer clear, because life ain't that bad. You don't have to do hardcore drugs.
I think I never heard you being so vocal about that.
Nobody's ever asked me about that.
When a demon enters your mind, he will live there. That was deep. That was biblical. I don't even think he knows that. But it's so true, ladies and gentlemen. Drugs will destroy you. It may start off small, but then it continues to grow and grow and grow. That lets you know that it's spiritual. It may start off where you have control of it, but sooner or later it gets control of you. That lets you know it's spiritual. However, if you're in a space where it's in control of you right now, there is someone who can give you the key for you to be released, for you to come into liberty. There is someone who can give you the key for you to have authority, for you to have dominion, and that is Christ. Call out to the Lord Jesus Christ for you to be free.
And why do you think all these, hip hop artists since the 90s talked about, first it was selling drugs, now it's doing drugs, right? All those rappers from the 90s, well, guess what? Those parents that they were selling drugs to had kids. And now this generation's doing the drugs because they were hooked on it, right? It's all by design, y'all. What's the number one object of the devil? What's his job? To get as many people as possible to go to hell, right? That's pretty much what the industry does. That's why the devil runs the industry. That's his objective. And that's why he's saying doing all these drugs it's hell. And what is every song on the radio about? Drugs.
Definitely open up that Bible. Wonder why? Because, see, the Bible is going to teach you more than any church could ever teach you, because the church, they have rules and stipulations that they have to stick by. Like a lot of churches, they can't really go into too much detail of the Old Testament or they'll lose their funding, so they can't teach you. And in the Old Testament is where you'll learn what tribe you from. You follow what I'm trying to say? Because they try to make us think that we're not the descendants of the people of the Bible. Like those people are just different. No, but we are though.
Yeah,
like,
we are 100%.
So
There's
like,
no way.
You need to know that word.
No way. No one is gonna convince me that all of this is created by an explosion.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah,
I don't care what scientists saying, whatever. We blowing satellites up in space as we speak.
Yeah.
Ain't no new life form come out there. Like, we blowing stars up still to this day. So I know it's a creator. And just by you even saying that to me in the conversation I just had with my daughter 2 weeks ago, it's like, you know, when the light bulb cut on, I gotta pick it up. I gotta open the book now.
Yeah, because it's like, see, me, like, I never really knew that God gave us a manuscript for life. Like,
Y'all better put this raw seafood shit away. Stop eating it. 2 people has been unalive from eating raw oysters, y'all. Y'all think it's all fun and games until you one of them people. Stop doing it. It's nothing beneficial from eating raw seafood. The bacteria is deadly. They said the bacteria these 2 people contracted from this joint, it was eating their insides alive. It ate them from the inside to the outside. Y'all want to keep playing with y'all life? Go ahead. Go ahead and eat the oysters. This happened in Louisiana, y'all. They said the bacteria is on a rise. Like I said, 2 people already got unalive, and a couple other people got sick. And they're saying if you got a weakened immune system, or you have a cut on your skin, anything like that, you are vulnerable for this bacteria. And they said once it's in your body, it's probably no stopping it unless you're a healthy human being. And we know a lot of people out here not really healthy. I want to know down below in the comments, why do y'all eat raw shit? This shit is not cool. I would not want to be one of the people that got this damn deadly bacteria. And you shouldn't be either. Stop eating that shit.
I'm moving, so pardon the background. But have you ever noticed how kids today will wear hoodies and sweatpants in 90-degree weather? Like full hoodie, hood up, sweating, and they're just walking around like it's the middle of December. And yo, you look at them like, yo, are you like a vampire or something? Like, you don't feel his sun? You don't feel his heat? But at first glance, it doesn't make any sense. But the thing is, there's actually layers to this. Like, there's a science to it. First and foremost is fashion, right? So the hoodie, that's the uniform of this generation. That's what they rocking. And it's not about what feels good in the heat. It's about what feels good to them socially. Looking like you belong is more important than logical thinking, right? We were all young. We all did things that were crazy that may have been trendy. But think about it, really. When life feels chaotic, when you don't know who's watching you, pulling up that hood is like closing the blinds away from everybody. It gives you security. And a lot of young people need that security more than they need air conditioning or to feel the breeze of sun on them. Skin, what it does, it naturally radiates frequency. It radiates energy. So when you cover more of your body, you mute that outward vibration from coming in. It's like wrapping a speaker inside a blanket. The music is still playing, but the outside world can't hear it as loud. In the generation that lives more online than outside, it makes perfect sense. See, a lot of our kids, they're retreating, they're pulling back their energy, and they're creating a bubble around themselves. The hoodie and sweats are like signals that say, I'm here, but don't get too deep. Stay out the way. Back up from me. Give me some space. So, no, you're not crazy from noticing it, because I did. And I just thought about it. Like, hoodies in the summer, they're not just style. They're psychology, they're culture, and in a way, they're spiritually shielding from a world where protection is necessary by any means. And if you don't know spiritual techniques for protection, then you're going to do what comes naturally, right? What your DNA is telling you to do. And then it'll just spread just like any trend, any slang, or anything like that. My name is Rob Blackstorm. Peace, power, and prosperity to you. Follow me for more wisdom and insight. And I ask you to wish me luck and success as I make this move and transition. One love, y'all. Peace.
Censorship was at its worst during the Biden era. Okay, so when Biden was in office from 2021 up until about 2024, censorship was fucking terrible. A bunch of the January 6ers got banned and debanked and, you know, put through fucking hell. And then a bunch of influencers also got fucking put through hell and censored, right? We got targeted. Andrew got targeted. Sneeko got targeted. Pro got targeted. If you were making any type of content that was like pro-masculine, critical of them boys, talking about any of this shit, the jab, remember? The election interference, any of that shit, you were getting cooked. Okay? These were the things that would get you in trouble. All right? Talking about the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yep.
Pro-Russian war, talking about Ukraine losing the conflict.
Yep.
Talking about COVID and the vaccine. Talking about the election being stolen. Talking about what else would get you banned? Oh, them boys. Oh yeah, that was auto ban. Before October 7th? yeah, that was auto. Bro, if you even posted anything about JFK and a connection to his assassination with them, you cooked. All right?
Have you ever had...
I remember back in 2020 when all that war was popping off with Russia and them, on AdSense, which is, you know, kind of your portal where you get paid through Google AdSense, it said on the top, you know, it was yellow and it had an exclamation point. If you speak about this war, you risk not getting, you know, ads. Like ads won't, you know, that's how we get paid, through the ads you guys see. So they won't put ads on your video if you talk about this war. So there was a lot of censorship, y'all. A lot of censorship.
Like upset by the Bible verses?
Oh, sure.
Really? What did they say? Like random customers or media or who?
Honestly, I don't pay attention to too much of it.
Yeah.
It's just been, you know, we even had customers upset about our slave to nothing stuff, you know, like having the cans or some of the imagery. They're like, I'm coming for a burger. I don't want to hear about
That's your
trafficking.
Foundation, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And that has to do with addiction and helping people who have been stuck in that.
Both addiction and human. Yeah.
And I wonder why would anyone have any kind of issue with that?
Well, it is interesting, but I think, you know, if the Bible verse is something that is, you know, meaningful to my family and our faith. And my uncle was like, this is a declaration, like we're a family business and this is just part of us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, no one's being forced to, you know, hey, now you have to follow the 10 Commandments and then you can have a burger. It's not, you know,
yeah,
it's not like that. So I think that a lot of times there's going to be persecution, and that's okay because it's expected. You know, it's laid out in our instruction manual that, you know, it's actually a good sign if you're persecuted. So, you know, people not wanting to hear about fighting addiction or trafficking, you just have to look what's behind it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a battle.
Totally.
Okay, so I saw a video on here the other day from a girl that went to Dollar Tree, and she's saying that she saw like these red circle stickers on the tags, and she was saying that there was like undisclosed prices. Anyways, before I saw the video, I had bought a rug for the outside of my home, and I saw that there was a red sticker on the bottom. So I'm gonna see if she's right. First of all, red flag already is that it has 2 stickers on them. So I bought it for $7. We're gonna see what's underneath this one, if I can. Okay, same thing. Oh, $7.50. Okay, so wait, yeah, $7.50. Thanks so much for the discount. Now the big one, which is the red sticker.
$5.
Oh wow, I got punked. I got punked big time.
Yeah.
$5. Dollar Tree. I'm gonna need you to explain why you are ripping me off. Why would you put a sticker on something and charge more? Like, that's totally opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. Dollar Tree, you got it mad wrong here. And charge me $2 over.
What is the true alien invasion? The true alien invasion is actually the parasites in the body. The propagation of the Food and Drug Administration is what creates these parasitical entities inside your physiology. And these parasitical entities is tether connected to the moon that's being controlled by archonic forces. So the archons control people by way of frequency because the moon is actually a quantum satellite. That's why in a full moon, a lot of people, their parasites start to basically unravel and they start to discombobulate in their system, in their genetic format. The frequencies from the moon that's being controlled by the archonic forces, this is how they control people. The great majority of these parasites have the ability to replicate themselves through the toxoplasma gondii. And the toxoplasma gondii is how they connect themselves to the reptilian cortex of the brain to where you're operating from a place of fight or flight. So you're not existing, you're surviving in a system that is built on illusions. A lot of people, they have an emotional connection to everything in the third dimension because the emotional connection is the biochemicalization that's coming from the genetically modified foods that's feeding the parasites. So the parasites is making you emotionally connected to the system. So the real alien invasion is really the parasites that's infiltrating the body that's being controlled by archonic forces in the lower fourth dimension when you're talking about the demiurge.
I'm gonna show you a picture just to start it off, and it's one of those pictures where, like, if you know, you know.
Oh my gosh, is it something to do with the baby right there?
Kinda, not really.
I've never seen this. Sinkhole?
Wow.
Oh my gosh, bro. The baby.
So back in 2001, there was this couple named Karen and Asaf Dror. They were having a wedding at the Versailles wedding hall. There was about 700 people attending the ceremony. Everybody was having a good time. Everybody was laughing, dancing, just celebrating until 10:45 p.m. The floor collapsed underneath them, and 23 people did end up falling to their deaths, and 380 people got injured. Obviously, an investigation was started, and it was concluded that it was the people who constructed the building's fault. The part of the building that the wedding took place, it was supposed to be a 2-story building, but since everything else was 3 stories, they just decided, you know what? Let's just make this part of the building 3 stories. So the 3rd floor was actually a roof, and roofs aren't really meant to hold a lot of weight. It's just meant to, like, just cover the top of a house or a building. And they knew this, so they ended up putting, like, these type of walls underneath to hold the weight. But then a couple weeks before the actual wedding, they took the walls down, and the floor was kind of like sinking in. But their solution was to just fill it with, like, grout and by way of our culture.
Why do you think that Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, all of these people, these mayors are trying to turn down the help from the federal government to actually stop the crime in the community?
If you stop the problem in the black community, then what happens to all those 501c3s that get all this money? From Goodwill to DAV, the Boys and Girl Club, the Black Churches, all these motherfucking 501c3s that get all this money to help funnel, shake, control. What happened, nigga? This is how you control, nigga. You need these problems to control. And what do? You monetize the control. It's called control chaos. Nonprofit does nobody any good except the people that's running it. It's a scam it's a scam act like it's solving a problem.
So the real play is to continue to give funding, and that's one of the reasons why they don't really want crime to stop, because they can then use that.
And nonprofits was created to hinder and control social movements. That's why your Democratic Party is always saying, hey, we need more funding for this to hinder and control this movement over here. Say, hey, we want to make these people independent and strong. This is why they do not want to get rid of crime. All of the money that 501c3 gets, your police department gets, your Boys and Girls Club, there's a funding, there's a budget that every state, every city, every federal government got. It's called public safety. Now, California's police department have $1 billion budget. So they got $1 billion budget. That's damn near military's budget. How they can't control crime. If you want some help and you want some money and you need funding, look to your local police department. All your funding is over there. They like the NFL. They got the contract money. You know why? Your federal government give them all the money. That's why Trump said, if y'all don't do this, I ain't giving y'all no money. All the courts. It falls under the umbrella of public safety. So that's your courts, your police department. That's under public safety. Crime prevention, crime intervention. So the police got $1 billion budget. $600 million belong to the police department. That's a lot of goddamn money.
That is a lot of money.
We ain't really fighting crime. We sitting over here. We sitting in the car. They call us. We come respond. We're not fighting crime. We're reacting to it. We're not being proactive. So we really let it create. But we all getting paid. You got the Boys and Girls Club. They might get $2 million. You got another 50 to 20 million that's going to these so-called community programs.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, homie, to be helping.
It is.
And ain't solving nothing. Why would you try to solve something? This is coming quarterly, annually, every other year, long as you stay in compliance.
Yep.
Man, how much shit, man? So
It's just literally a racket.
But if you solve the problem, now we got to reallocate this money. These jobs is taken away.
So they don't really want to solve the problem.
Homie, nigga, you talking bureaucracy.
That's crazy.
What we're talking now is bureaucracy. Associated with 501c3s in the middle of the problem.
Lock your doors, people, because the government knows exactly what these aliens are and what their craft are, and it's not good.
Because I've been in communication with a group. I got to be careful how I say this. There's a group of people who are actively working on infiltrating certain organizations to uncover information as to what's really going on. Wow. And the top 3 guys are Christians, and I've met with all 3. Well, I think all 3 were on the one call, and I met with the one guy in person. And according to him, he is purely convinced that what we're seeing going on here is interdimensional, which this closure is saying that. But he said this is fallen angel technology that's being, and what I found interesting was I that was an assumption that I had. I was like, I think this is ancient tech from the fallen angels, all that stuff. But he said it's being gifted to humanity, and he said
that's what Diana, that was her theory
right.
too, is that it was gifted.
He said that it's being gifted in a way where they allow you to shoot it down. They allow you to bring it in through psionics. It's like it's giving this perception, as far as I'm concerned, with how he believes,
like we're in control.
That we're in control, but it's just like it's being gifted to us, and it kind of takes you right back to that Enoch, first book of Enoch, how like they were teaching us how to do things we weren't meant to know how to do, right? So yeah, I think that the government, to get back to that, but through talking with Eric, I believe is a very earnest person that I don't think he got into politics to peel back the onion layer of disclosure. He just found himself in that situation. And now that he's there, he's on this journey of discovery. But there's this weird thing happening right now where that you have politicians who want to know the truth, but they're doing it in a way because I think they have to. They almost like by the book, like, I'm not going to assume anything here. You have to show me evidence before I know or before I believe. And I think that only takes you so far. But I think there's darker parts. The people who are feeding them information, I think those people, or the ones they work for, are the ones that do know what's really going on. And they're piecing it out to the Congress people. And so we're looking at the Congress people like, tell us what you know. And at the end of the day, what they know is probably just a tiny fraction of what the truth is.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's scary.
Nah, because I'm sitting here just thinking about how in 2020, they told people that they could finally leave back out their houses and go back to work and all those different things if they took something specifically. And it's so interesting that, like, for example, I didn't take anything. Okay? And I'm living the same life of those who were manipulated into taking something. I'm working just like them as well. I'm not on lockdown in my house as well. There were zero consequences as well to not taking that thing. And then now all of a sudden it's just gone. Like, No one talks about it. Everyone is trying to act like it really never happened. Everybody's just going about their life as normal. This is why I know people will accept the mark of the beast. Why? Because they told you that you could not leave your house unless you get, They told you that you could not work unless They told you that you could not go to the grocery store unless And it's so interesting that we all, I want to say that it was probably half of the population that took, and half didn't. And we are all living the same lives. And let's not talk about the after effects of it. Now, those of you who know. Those of you who don't, then hey, you'll find out in the comment section.
I mean, we're all living the same life and we all can still get it, right? I've gotten it. I got it last year. We had to postpone my baby's due date because I had it the week before. I was due to have the baby that weekend and I got it. I got the 19. So we had to reschedule it or else I couldn't be. I think I could be in the room, but I had to wear a mask. I forgot what the rules were. I think I could be in the delivery room, but I had to wear a mask or something. But I didn't want to risk it. So we just postponed it. But it's crazy, y'all, that they did manipulate a lot of people to get that with fear, right? And then the ones that didn't get it were frowned upon and you don't care about your grandma and this entertainment world is just so crazy, y'all, and they have a hold on a lot of people. This television still is strong. It's dying, but it's still strong.
House in Walpole might be going out of business real soon because this shit is viral now. It's a video going viral right now where a girl is saying that she went in the Texas Roadhouse with her family, mother and sister and her. They're eating. They had some biscuits. Her 6-year-old sister was eating one of those rolls that they give you in Texas Roadhouse for free. And when she bit into the shit, it was staples in it. You heard what I just said? There were staples in the bread. Matter of fact, look at this shit. Look at this shit right here. So Texas Roadhouse, this is what we doing? This is what we doing. Look at that shit. Come on, man. Nah. Mind you, they told the waiter told the manager said, listen, you found that in your bread, my fault, we apologize, I'm gonna comp the whole meal. He like, yo, listen, it's a big mistake, it could have happened when they was opening the packaging, and staples could have fell in the dough. Okay, that seems sensible, right? Another manager comes back and says that she doesn't feel comfortable comping the bill, and she's only gonna comp some of the bill. Then she goes and asks them, did they put the staples in the bread? Like, did y'all come in here with staples and bake the staples into the bread? Nah. Nope. She basically treated them like it was their fault that it was staples in the bread. And then she says, listen, this is a staple-free store. There are no staples in here. Mind you, the girl that's taking the video says she looks to the right and there's staples and some paperwork. What the hell are you talking about? Crazy thing is, the person that's making this video usually goes to that Texas Roadhouse on a regular basis. So it wasn't like she wanted something free. She was willing to pay for her food until that happened. Mind you, she was still respectful. Paid for the order after they told her they would comp the whole meal. So we might have to do Texas Roadhouse a favor. It's the Texas Roadhouse in Walpole, Massachusetts.
Well, the money's not worth nothing today. They're outrageous today. There's no cause for it. Things shouldn't be that high. I mean, when you could take a quarter and go to the movie, you could see the movie, you could get in the movie, you could buy you a Coke, a bag of popcorn,
for a quarter,
and still have a nickel left out of a quarter. I guess.
I see what she's saying.
You could do more with the money you had than what you can today.
She just broke down for my idiot self what they mean when they print so much money that you lose value in the money. I never really paid attention, never really understood it, but she just broke it down right there. That quarter was so valuable that you could buy all these things. Now, to go do that same thing, you need like $80 for a family to get a Coke, to get a popcorn, to see a movie theater. For two people, that's probably 40, 50, 60 bucks. When back then it was a quarter because that quarter was so valuable. But now this $60 is just not valuable. So you have to pay a lot more. She just broke it down for me, y'all, that quick. I just learned something today. I didn't understand that when they print money. I would always say, like, if they can print money, just print money, right? But that loses value because you're printing. Go ahead. Roast me in the comments. Segovia just learned something that's probably third grade math. Go ahead. I know.
But so many people didn't have money because there was no jobs. Well, the money's not worth nothing today. I mean, what you could buy back then for $1, today they want $10 or $15 for, you know, things like that.
Going viral on TikTok. They're saying there ain't no bodies inside the grave. He work on graveyard. There ain't no bodies inside on. Some of the caskets be empty when they be digging them up and starting to bleed some of that. So this is a body. Like I would open it up and show y'all, but they said it stank, so don't do it. But this is a whole body. We pulled it out this bucket. The body be coming in these buckets from the hospital, and they put them in this shit, and then they send it somewhere and they burn them.
Wow.
All these barrels. Those are bodies over there. We done stuck 2 bodies over there. I'm feeling like the mafia right now. Everybody seen that dude that was going viral on TikTok. They're saying it ain't no.
Now, I remember I used to work for Sonora Quest, and I would talk to in Arizona, it's called waste management. They deal with the garbage. They go to, you know, hospitals, doctors. You know, when you give blood or get a shot or something, they put the sharps in the sharp box, which is red and it's biohazard. Well, the garbage men, waste management out there had, you know, they'd go pick it up. You know, they dispose of all that, you know, probably recycle or whatever. But I was asking him, like, hey, you guys hiring, whatever? He's like, yeah, bro, we're always hiring because the job's easy. But the one thing that people can't deal with is, you know, when we go to the hospital and get, you know, those red bags, sometimes an arm will fall out, sometimes a leg will fall out, and you have to put that leg back in the bag, right? And people can't deal with that. They lose it. He said after a while you get used to it. But yeah, I don't know what, I never asked them, what do you guys do with those legs and arms, right? But seeing this, that's probably what they do. They ship them off and they burn them or dispose of them in whatever type of liquid. But that's really all they really do. You know, all those body parts got to go somewhere that they amputate or, you know, whatever. So
car dealerships got deals with the cartel. What other American businesses got deals?
In Mexico, along the border, and throughout the country.
Yep.
There are several major car dealerships that are owned by cartels. We just seen a very popular Mexican rapper get indicted and arrested for laundering money for some of these cartels. There are several secret organizations that operate throughout the United States of America, and one of them is the post office. I'm not gonna say too much on that, but everybody who watched this needs to investigate that. To say that our military is gonna be powerful enough to just sweep these people under the rug, can't say that. Due to the fact that right now, we have surface to air missiles that were smuggled in the country from Iran to Mexico to the United States on the soil. They can't track them down. If you feel like these billion-dollar organizations that they call cartels that are being protected by governments and people in power,
yeah,
if you feel like they haven't planned for this day, you are severely misled.
So this right here, this will give Trump the power to go in there, like if they find a house and this house is like selling drugs or...
Today's youth is crazy angry and they're learning faster. And America is scared to death of that shit. They gonna blow us up before they let us come into power.
That's real.
You can believe that shit. All that shit's gonna burn.
I say that all the time.
So you believe in some kind of Armageddon? Yeah, most definitely. We in the last times and days right now. The Illuminati's in effect. See, the Illuminati ain't nothing but like it's gonna be a second Great Depression out here in America. Except this time, corporate America's prepared themselves for it. Meaning they're when it hits, their money is gonna be safe. As far as the rest of us that don't own our own businesses and things of that nature, So bad. We're gonna be killing each other in the streets, man. Mad Max and Beyond Terror Dome and all that is gonna be on, man. And they're gonna have to blow us up, which is what they're gonna do. They're gonna inject us with these, they're gonna say it's like for everybody mandatory AIDS testing because AIDS is so widespread. They're gonna be giving them vaccines for it so they don't catch it off top like measles, mumps, and stuff like that. But in all actuality, what they're doing is putting microchips in and your babies so they can keep tabs on where you're at. That's deep. That's deep. They're not even using money anymore as far as paper. It's going to be cards to show what status you are, how financially well off you are, or whatever. You know, what do you own, and it'll tell everything about you. Whoa. Welfare is gone. They just going, funds for schooling, gone. Everything is they just throwing it all back. They're building, what they're trying to do now is just build their fortress for the bigger war, because they know too that we're in the last times and days. And America's done so much fucked up shit across seas that they know it's all got to come back to them. Everything goes around in a cipher, a complete 360-degree circle. And they done did so much fucked up shit overseas, it's got to come back here. We got people in America already rebelling against America, and they're Americans. The Aryan Nation, they blew up the Fed building. Killed, like, we don't care, white, black, whatever. I mean, if you're not with the movement, you gotta go. The weak must die. That's how they seeing it. Now you got these crazies over here, then you got people across seas, they see that. They're like, hey, this is our chance to come over here and take everything. Japanese is buying up every corporation and all that. They're gonna have everybody in the mental slavery, physical as well as physical. Word up, it's coming back.
And how do you react to this?
I can't, all I can do is build my own industry to make sure it don't affect me and my family. You know what I'm saying? Word, start now. Now is the best time. Word up. That's why when brothers say what time is it, the time is now.
You might. Hey, some of that stuff is coming to fruition right now, right? Cutting welfare, Section 8, food stamps, that's getting cut. Vaccines. What else did he say? There was another thing he said that's coming, but a lot of that stuff is happening now with your president in there. They're cutting all these things. Schools getting cut funds, had to fire a bunch of teachers, close schools down. Does that mean the money stops coming? No, money never stops coming. They're still getting that money. But that's crazy. That time that played out well, right? That was from 1995.
See all the things I found. Is war actually going to break out between the US and Venezuela? Because right behind me you can see Maduro preparing for a US clash. And it's much bigger than 4,500 military personnel and nuclear capabilities being sent to them. So interestingly enough, when looking into all this stuff in the conflict, I found a very big conflict of interest. We had Chevron with recent licenses, and we also have Exxon with very influential money. What kind of influence? We'll get to it. So like I mentioned earlier, as we speak, we have 4,500 military personnel all being sent to international waters outside of Venezuela. 8 warships, 1 nuclear-capable submarine, and a surveillance ship. All that for what they're alleging, of course, telling us the truth, just, border problems, things getting in, bad things getting in, all that stuff. Because like the government said, this has to do with illicit substances and people smuggling. But I'll tell you what, for an operation like that, a nuclear sub seems way overboard, doesn't it? Now 1000% unrelated, not relevant whatsoever, when looking into Maduro, I found that he has had quite the tension between him and a Middle Eastern country that starts with an I. At the very same exact time, we have all these 24-hour music festivals going on around America and around the world. And this guy might just be a proponent of that. I find that very odd. And completely unrelated 1000%. I mean, did you know that country that starts with an I just unalived the Prime Minister of Yemen a few hours ago? Let me say it again. Assassinated.
And the president.
The leader of a country. Imagine if that happened to someone else's leader. Now, you see what I'm saying? And 1000% unrelated whatsoever again. We have Maduro with a $50 million bounty on his head all at the same time. And ever since all the warships and nuclear subs been sent that way, the Pentagon pizza tracker has been going insane. All of this while the Mexican president is condemning US military action. So what really seems to be the deal right here with the situation? Is it all coincidence? Of course it is. Of course it is.
And this is what I mean by media is important, right? So Vibe magazine, Quincy Jones was a co-founder of Vibe magazine. I saw a social media post of Vibe magazine today, and the post was about this guy made a song about 50 Cent's baby mom, and he's disrespecting her how she used to date Diddy or whatever. And I'm like, do you understand that that's Vibe magazine? That was a music culture magazine. And right now, in 2025, every recording artist in hip hop and R&B that wrote a song in 1990 can terminate the publishing on their copyright and get that back. But yet, you're watching videos of somebody troll 50 Cent, and Vibe magazine is not telling stories about how black artists and black rappers need to be getting their publishing back. They're not telling those stories on Rolling Stone. They're not telling those stories on Billboard. They're not telling these stories on even the black media sites that we own. So I don't see those stories on the Shade Room, Baller Alert. I don't see these stories on World Star Hip Hop with the word hip hop in it, but nobody's telling us how to get hip hop back in our pocket.
The Pentagon, CNN's military affairs correspondent, Jamie McIntyre. And Jamie, you got very close to where that plane went down.
That's right, Judy. A while ago, I walked right up to next to the building. Firefighters were still trying to put out the blaze. The fire, by the way, is still burning in some parts of the Pentagon. And I took a look at the huge gaping hole that's in this sideway. But from my close-up inspection, there's no evidence of a plane having crashed anywhere near the Pentagon. The only site is the actual side of the building that's crashed in. And as I said, the only pieces left that you can see are small enough that you could pick up in your hand. There are no large tail sections, wing sections, a fuselage, nothing like that anywhere.
The fact that y'all would put Robin Westman's face on a shirt with the words protect and kids of any sort shows me the absolute evil that controls you. And the evil that controls you is the same evil that controlled him. This was a picture from Robin Westman's target, and he placed the face of Jesus on the head of this target. This was a drawing that they found in his journal. You can blame mental illness all you want to, but I believe that mental illness was controlled by demonic spirits. You can see in the drawing that it's him looking into a mirror, and what he sees back in the reflection is some demonic spiritual figure. And the words that he had written above it were in Russian, and when you translate them, it says, "Who am I? When will this end? Help me. I don't want to." On other objects that he used in his crime that I can't show on here, you can go look it up. He wrote on them, "Where is your God? 666. All different types of curses and slurs. The Bible says we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. So if it's not the Holy Spirit that possesses you, it must be evil spirits controlling you. You can blame this stuff on whatever you want, but as believers, you better wake up and understand the spiritual battle that's at hand.
Okay, come on. All right, so here I am at Walmart, right? We got 16.5 cents per ounce, and it's 16 ounces. So if you do 16.5 times 16, you get 264, which is the price. Right? But if you come down here and you see it's 3 pounds, so you got 3 times 16 equals 48, so 48 ounces. If you do 48 ounces times 13.1, it's $6.28.8 cents. You know, you got to move the decimal over. 10.46. But it's 10.46.
They just get away with it, y'all.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. They just get away with it.
All right, y'all. There's something I need to talk to y'all about. There's just been a lot of school hoaxes, if you get what I'm saying, going on throughout the country. And I got to ask y'all something. Is this a foreshadowing for something? Are they trying? Is this like a test of some sort? Trying to see how America or these schools and these universities are handling these types of hoaxes that are going on throughout the country? I mean, we just had another one, if I'm correct, in Arkansas, and it was a hoax. Didn't we have another one earlier yesterday as well? And they keep coming. They keep occurring over and over and over again. What is really going on here? Somebody talk to me, y'all, because like I'm wondering what the hell's really going on here. Is something big about to happen? I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just asking a question for a friend. You feel me?
Snoop told the story a few times, but he had it wrong a little bit. He had said that Pac stepped to me.
But it wasn't like Snoop said.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, man. So Snoop, he didn't see Tupac and Nas interact at all.
I don't remember Snoop being there. Definitely. I don't remember Snoop being there at all.
That's what you should need to keep your name. Snoop Lion, because you always lying.
And Pac had seen Nas in the park, and him and Nas had words, but Nas didn't want none. Pac is in this here telling him, I made a song dissing you, Jay-Z, Biggie, and I ain't got no problem with you, Pac. All right.
You know, when he got into it with Nas or whatever, and they said that they didn't see Snoop. So I don't know, man. I'm confused, man. What's Snoop there?
To be honest, bro, I don't recall Snoop being there. And the situation didn't go down nothing the way Snoop said it. You know, Pac wasn't cursing out Nas. None of that happened, bro. It was a mutual respect thing. When Pac and Nas met each other, it was nobody talking disrespect from both sides. But Pac and Nas handled it like real gentlemen, real, you know what I mean? Real respectful. It wasn't like Snoop said that Pac was like, to Nas, I do this and do it. It was none of that. And then Pac literally told him, he said, look, I got songs dissing you. When I go back to LA, I'm going to remove every verse that I mentioned your name in. But Pac couldn't do it because he passed away. So it definitely wasn't the way Snoop said it. Once again, I don't know why he keep putting his spin on it. You know what I mean? You know, I wish somebody can ask him that, like, bro, you said this, but other people, why are you putting that spin on it?
Tupac had a problem with Nas.
They had a problem, but they worked it out that day.
Okay.
But he turned to Suge and told him, we're going to take that verse off where I dissed Nas on Against All Odds.
No, Snoop. I know you smoke a lot of, and your memory is not that good because you wearing scarves looking like your auntie and all of that now.
All right, family. There you have today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know what to do if you made it this far. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Y'all, let's get this video to 2,000 likes. I don't think that's asking for much. We get about 25, 30,000 views, 2,000 likes. Not asking too much, is it? Anyways, y'all, I got some things to do. We're going to go live right now downstairs. I'm going to go outside. Got to pressure wash both vehicles. Check Mama Bear's engine. Make sure her fluids are all good. We're going to put away some summer stuff in the yard. Maybe bring out some fall stuff. It's already 11 o'clock, so we're going to see how much we get done. But we'll be live streaming out there for about an hour, 2 hours, y'all. So I'm going to start doing this when I go out there and do yard work, because like I said, I'll maybe once I get comfortable start doing things in front of here. But when I went live on Twitch, you know, a couple weeks ago, like I felt the panic attack coming, even though there was no one really watching. There was a couple people watching, but I just felt it was just too much right here, right? And I can only imagine if we had 100 people in here watching. So I'm gonna go outside. Hopefully you guys enjoy that, because I love being outside doing stuff on the yard and whatnot. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. I guess we'll see, y'all. But anyways, I'm gonna get going, y'all. I'm gonna edit this video, get it uploaded for you guys. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. Start the month off right, y'all, and the week. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.